Welcome, MechWarrior. You're accessing beginner-level training manuals for the Javelin JVN-10N provided by Ronin Fox Armored Security. I'll be your instructor, Fox. Today you'll receive a tactical debriefing on the Javelin 10N, including its specifications, strengths and weaknesses, as well as accessible recustomizations you can perform, and a BattleRom to demonstrate its performance in field. Let us begin. The Javelin JVN-10N. Weight class: Light. Battle role: Striker. Availability: Common. Threat level: Enhanced. Description: The Javelin JVN-10N was a mech produced in the time of the Star League as a scout that would have more firepower. This increase in firepower combined with its speed found the Javelin more in the role of a raider than merely as a scout. It was a popular and well-respected mech across all the Inner Sphere, but no faction enjoyed it more than the Federated Suns, who purchased the lion's share of Javelins before the factory producing them would ultimately be destroyed. Today, the Javelin can be found all over the Inner Sphere, but especially in battlefields concerning the Federated Suns. Specifications: maximum weight, 30 tons. Minimum weight, 12 tons. This means a grand total of 18 tons are available for customization on the Javelin 10N. Top speeds: 97 kilometers forward, 64 kilometers reverse. Standard engine. This is considered average for a mech of its weight class. Armor: 128 units. This is 4 tons of standard armor. Maximum possible armor: 222 units. This is 6.93 tons. This mech could be seen as under-armored by light mech standards or average in armor by reconnaissance mech standards. Weapons: 2 SRM-6s, left and right torso. 2 tons of SRM ammo. This is 640 missiles or 53.3 volleys, left and right torso. 2 light hand actuators rated at 10 damage, left and right arm. 6 Class 5 jump jets. 2 center torso, 2 right leg, 2 left leg. Strengths and weaknesses. The Javelin 10N is a type of Striker Mech. These are high-speed mechs equipped with powerful short-range weapons, and it has far more strengths than it has weaknesses. Its greatest strengths are a combination of its speed and firepower. It has the speed to close the distance in a reasonable amount of time and the maneuverability to take advantage of any terrain features that provide it cover on its approach. The twin SRM-6 launchers are devastating to other scout mechs, and even 100-ton mechs can quickly be destroyed with rear armor attacks. The Javelin 10N's most notable weakness is that all of its ranged weapons are equipped in the side torso, which cannot flex as high upwards or downwards, making shooting down helicopters a bit more inconvenient. Conversely, the weapons being mounted in the side torso make them more protected from enemy weapons fire. JVN-10N Recustomization. The Javelin 10N is already an effective design, but some optimizations can be made. None of these will change it out of its original battle role, that of a striker. Starting with a stripped-down mech, first add 2 SRM-6s. Use burst fire as opposed to stream, as they are more accurate and easier to hit with. Add 2 tons of SRM ammo. This is 640 missiles, which is 53.3 volleys. Add 2 light knuckles. This will increase the melee capability of the mech from 10 to 15 on both arms. Add 2 heat sinks. Maximize the armor. Tune the rear armor to 10 units on each rear armor segment and move the rest to the front. Although this customization does leave the Javelin 0.07 tons off of its maximum weight limit, every single unit of armor is worthwhile on a mech that is both fragile and highly aggressive. And although the SRM launchers will inevitably get hot from repeated use, a single lost heatsink will not be the difference maker, and judicious use of the light knuckles will allow high offense while the mech cools down. BattleRom Debriefing. The following are the conditions of the mission that the redesigned JVN-10N will be facing to demonstrate the effectiveness of the redesigned model. Mission type: Scorched Earth. Difficulty: 12. Maximum drop weight: 135. Allies include Commando COM-1B, 2 Commando COM-2Ds. All allied mechs are in stock configuration. Pilot skill, green. If you have your own BattlePod simulator, check Document 1 for a code for instant action that you can input and recreate this exact battle in your own BattlePod. Welcome to Breed 5, MechWarrior. You're seeing the perspective of Ronin Fox's Striker Lance designation, Ashi. Specifically, you'll be seeing the perspective of the JVN-10N modified designation, Ashi 1. Objective is to detach from the 4th Ghost Regiment of the DCMS to blitz an unprepared garrison defended by the 2nd New Avalon Institute of Science cadet cadre. The battle begins with Ashi Lance finding a cadet out on training maneuvers in his Vulcan. Although he attempts to escape, Ashi Lance is quick and overtakes the Vulcan, forcing it into combat. Ashi 1 uses guarded melee attacks against the Vulcan to avoid collision with the mech. Arriving at the garrison shortly later, Ashi Lance discovers that the defenders are not ready to repel the raid and quickly decide to engage as many of the light targets as possible to thin them out before the mechs are able to react. This culminates with the quick destruction of a Patton heavy tank before the enemy battle mechs are able to intervene. Another Vulcan finally reacts to Ashi Lance's raid, but is quickly swarmed by the Striker Lance. Ashi 1 uses a combination of chain fire and group fire on the SRMs, chain fire when the enemy mech is farther away, and group fire to concentrate damage when the Vulcan is dead in sight. Ashi 1 also aborts a melee attack that would have hit in order to avoid collision damage, which is dangerous for such a light mech. With the Vulcan destroyed, the battle flows directly into a Raven light mech which joins the fray. Ashi 1's Javelin 10N is overheating due to repeated use of the SRM-6s. However, because the Javelin is faster than the Raven, Ashi 1 decides to make extensive use of melee attacks while the Javelin is overheating, throwing multiple punches with the light knuckle enhancement, pounding through the Raven's armor before finally delivering a killing blow. The final mech defender is a Locust 1M, notorious for its extremely light armor. Ashi Lance converges and quickly dispatches this final mech before returning to the garrison and causing as much damage as possible before fading as quickly as they arrived. After their raid, Ashi Lance returns, showing minimal signs of damage for a successful raid. In the case of one of the commandos, literally no damage, showing the effectiveness of a high firepower blitz strategy. This concludes the beginner-level debriefing for the Javelin JVN-10N provided by Ronin Fox Armored Security. You now have a much better understanding of what the JVN-10N is capable of, including its specifications, strengths and weaknesses, how to make very accessible optimizations to the model, and how that model might perform out in your own battles. Thank you once again for choosing Ronin Fox Armored Security for all of your educational needs. And that is the video. I loved encountering that Vulcan in the beginning. That's how I came up with the whole concept of, oh, what's this guy doing out here? This is going to be like a raid on a bunch of noobs. It was a lot of fun coming up with the script. Plus, I really like being the anti-villain. Typically, that's what the story I like. Anyways, final out-of-character thoughts for the Javelin 10. And definitely get one, especially in the beginning of the game if you're doing like a 30-15 start. Even deeper in the game, it's worth it to destroy a Javelin over another target, like even an Atlas. It's worth it to destroy a Javelin before an Atlas, because the Javelin's going to get get to you sooner and start blasting you with the SRM-12. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to show some love back. Follow me on Twitch, GetGoodFox, where I'm going to be playing the Dragon's Gambit DLC next month in September. If you miss an episode, GetGoodFox VODs, my second YouTube channel. That's where I upload all of them there. And join my Discord, where I will answer all your questions. I even teach new players. Links down in the description and the pinned comment. Anyways, till next time, everyone, like the video if it was entertaining, subscribe for future MechWarrior 5 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.